Bueno, para finalizar los discursos del servicio en memoria a Charlie Kirk, vamos a terminar con el discurso del presidente Trump, que sirve un poco como un contraste al de la esposa, y él mismo lo reconoce, porque él sí al ser no es tan cristiano ni remotamente. O sea, Trump no es alguien que nunca se ha ido por esa ruta, a lo mejor ahora un poquito más, pero no ha sido nunca un pilar de la virtud. Hay muchas controversias con él en el pasado y bueno, afronta las cosas de forma diferente, pero sigue siendo bastante interesante su forma de verlo. Y también ha sido alguien que hace no tanto se vio en una posición similar, casi acaban con su vida. Así que vamos a escuchar a ver qué dice. Que como le dicen ustedes le dicen Trump. Me mata eso cuando la gente dice le dicen Trump o algo así, es como Trump. Lo que yo le digo Trump en español. Aquí está con subtítulos muy largos, no lo vamos a ver todo, pero bueno, veremos momentos importantes. Bueno, esto vamos a saltarnos.
Thank you very much, Lee. You've been there from the beginning with us, Lee, and we appreciate it. Nobody can sing that song like Lee Greenwood. Thank you very much, Lee, very much for being here. And his voice has not changed, you know? Pretty amazing. And a special thank you to Erica, because today America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Less than 2 weeks ago, our country was robbed of one of the brightest lights of our times, a giant of his generation, and above all, a devoted husband, father, son, Christian, and patriot. Charles James Kirk was heinously murdered by a radicalized, cold-blooded monster for speaking the truth that was in his heart. He was violently killed because he spoke for freedom and justice, for God and country, for reason and for common sense. He was assassinated because he lived bravely, he led boldly, and he argued brilliantly without apology. He did what was right for our nation. And so on that terrible day, September 10th, 2025, our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immortal. He's a martyr now for American freedom. I know I speak for everyone here today when I say that none of us will ever forget Charlie Kirk, and neither now will history. Because while Charlie has been reunited with his Creator in heaven, his voice on earth will echo through the generations, and his name will live forever in the eternal chronicle of America's greatest patriots. He will live forever. To Charlie's incredible and beautiful widow, Erica, we know the weight of this monumental loss is almost unbearable. But even in the midst of heartache and pain too great to even fathom, you have somehow found the strength and deep faith to be a comfort to millions and millions of people. And thank you very much, Erica. Thank you very much.
Creo que Erika se ha convertido en un movimiento de por sí, completamente, ¿eh? Todo el mundo, yo incluida, está en shock con esa mujer de la fortaleza que está mostrando y la virtud que está mostrando.
Today, an entire nation wraps its loving arms around you and your beautiful children. We share in your immense and overwhelming sorrow, and we vow that we will do everything we can to ensure that your children grow up in a land where their father is honored and revered as a great American hero. That's what he is. To Charlie's parents who lost their beloved son, And to the entire Kirk family, we know that no words can ever be enough to fill the void he leaves behind. That's a void that just can't be filled. But I hope the extraordinary outpouring of emotion over these past 11 days has comforted you with the knowledge that your son brought more good and love into this world in his 31 short years than most people, even very, very successful people, can bring in a lifetime. Charlie Kirk loved America with everything he had, and as we can see so clearly today, America loved Charlie Kirk.
Vamos a irnos hacia el final del discurso. Por si acaso no lo hemos saltado porque es más bien la parte inicial, pero Trump reconoce que él no es como Erika, que él odia a su enemigo, odia a las personas que están en el otro lado. Y dice, bueno, ojalá Erika pueda venir y convencerme y llevarme por el otro lado. Pero sí es interesante porque no solamente tenemos ese lado de ella, también tenemos un discurso de alguien tan importante, literalmente el presidente, que no lo ve de esa forma, que está como no, yo odio a mi enemigo. Y es lo que estábamos diciendo anteriormente, que al final Trump no es estos políticos conservadores republicanos de los Estados Unidos que siempre tradicionalmente han sido cristianos y pro familia y tal. Él es como otro movimiento de por sí, y de hecho mucha gente, aunque a lo mejor han votado por él porque bueno, lo verían como preferible a Kamala o a Biden, cuando lo otro pues no se acaban de identificar del todo con él. Entre ellos el mismo J.D. Vance, el vicepresidente, no era su fan particularmente. Y bueno, mucha gente que lo ven de esa forma, como que Trump es todo otro movimiento de por sí, es más bien anti-woke que otra cosa, y no es como este típico republicano, conservador, cristiano, al estilo Mitt Romney o John McCain que había en el pasado, y que me imagino que con J.D. Vance vuelva a renacer. Pero sí tiene otra forma de ver las cosas, forma que también es bastante entendible. Yo no puedo ni criticarle eso porque francamente si yo estuviera en la posición de Erika, dudo que tuviese la grandeza de reaccionar como lo ha hecho ella.
Monopoly on disturbed or misguided people. But there's one part of our political community which believes they have a monopoly on truth, goodness, and virtue, and concludes they have also a monopoly on power, thought, and speech. Well, that's not happening anymore. We've turned that corner very quickly. Tragically, atrocities of this kind, and kind that we saw in Utah, of all places, are the eventual consequence of that kind of thinking. If speech is violence, then some are bound to conclude that violence is justified to stop speech. And we're not going to let that be justified. The tradition of reason and open debate that Charlie practiced is not a pillar of our democracy. In many ways, it's the basis of our entire society.
Me encanta esta parte porque tal cual dice, el debate respetuoso que Charlie promovía no es que fuera un pilar de nuestra democracia, sino que hasta cierto punto es la base entera de nuestra sociedad y tal cual. Y por eso es que es tan horrible lo sucedido, porque más allá de que por supuesto es horrible para la familia de él y la esposa y todo, es horrible para el resto de nosotros, porque así está el mundo en estos momentos. Que un pilar tan esencial como es la base de la sociedad democrática esté siendo amenazada vez tras vez, porque esto no es un caso aislado.
It's the right and inheritance of every free American, the greatest legacy of the Enlightenment, and among the most treasured achievements of civilization. We will defend it at all costs, and we will carry forward the torch of liberty that Charlie Kirk held so proud and so high. He was so proud, and he did hold that torch high. We will never, ever let it fail. We will never let it fail, but we're going to raise it higher than ever before. It's going to be raised, and this is the beginning. Perhaps it should be no surprise that Charlie, who spent his life speaking with the critics of these traditions, ultimately became convinced that we needed not just a political realignment, but also a spiritual reawakening. We did. And we have to bring back religion to America, because without borders, law and order, and religion, you really don't have a country anymore. We want religion brought back to America. We want to bring God back into our beautiful USA like never before. We want God back. Charlie would have been so pleased to hear his friends and colleagues today giving testimony and giving glory to God. Within minutes of the gunshot in Utah, millions of Americans, young and old, heard the news and dropped to their knees and started praying. Even many who rarely prayed asked God for a miracle. Please, God, save Charlie. But although Charlie's time with us on earth has ended, those prayers for a miracle have already been answered. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. In the days since Charlie's death, we have seen how his legacy has touched so many millions around the world. In Calgary, Canada, thousands gathered at City Hall to sing the American national anthem and raise up posters with the name Charlie Kirk. In Seoul, South Korea, crowds gathered to wave American flags and shout, "We are for Charlie Kirk." His memory has been honored in the streets of Berlin, Warsaw, Vienna, Sydney, Madrid, London, Tel Aviv, and all over the world. So beautiful to watch. A man as far away as rural Australia texted a pastor, "I'm going to come to church tomorrow for the first time ever." The pastor asked, "Why is that?" The man replied, "Because of Charlie Kirk." Can you imagine? The lesson of Charlie's life is that you should never underestimate what one person can do with a good heart, a righteous cause, a cheerful spirit, and the will to fight, fight, fight. Have to fight. We're saving our country. And Charlie's a big factor, such a big factor. Charlie Kirk started with only an idea to change minds on college campuses, and instead he ended up with a far greater achievement, changing history. He changed history. Today, Charlie Kirk rests in glory in heaven for all eternity. He has gone from speaking on campuses in Wisconsin to kneeling at the throne of God, where he is right now. We grieve for the friend and leader that we have lost, but we go forward strengthened by his faith and bolstered by his courage and inspired by his example to defend the country he lived for the freedoms he died for, and the values in which he so deeply believed. He believed in values that we should all believe in. Charlie created something very special. It's called Turning Point USA. And under the leadership and love of Erica, it will become bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
Bueno, y tal cual dijo Erika, se van a abrir miles de capítulos más de Turning Point y se van a abrir bastantes más también de la versión cristiana. Entonces solamente le han dado incluso más poder a este movimiento que ya tenía bastante. Ahora va a ser incapaz de que lo paren.
So, Charlie, we all want to thank you. We want to say a very loud God bless you, Charlie. God bless you for what you've done is incredible. And God bless Erica and the children. God bless the United States of America. And could I ask Erica, please come out. Erica, please come out. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, and good luck. God be with you. Thank you.
Bueno, tienen suerte que no se banean los trolls en el chat. Sí, en Estados Unidos la mayoría de cristianos son protestantes. En el caso de Charlie y su esposa, creo que son, en el caso de ella, evangelistas, pero generalmente sí son algún tipo, hay muchas ramas de protestantismo allá. Sí hay algunas personas que son católicas, obviamente, muchos descendientes irlandeses que lo siguen siendo, cosas así, pero pues, generalmente suelen ser protestantes. Sí, Jimmy Kimmel está embarcado. Bueno, eso es todo por los discursos. Me ha gustado mucho el final del último discurso con el presidente y que se lleva a la esposa, que se ve que es un momento súper, súper duro para ella.